Good morning students. Welcome back to your English literature class. Today we will do chapter Old Man at the Bridge. Now students, open your workbook Treasure Trove Collection of ICSE Poems and Short Stories Volume 2 Chapter 2 Old Man at the Bridge. After watching this video, you will be able to know about the author of Old Man at the Bridge, that is Ernest Hemingway. You will be able to know about the story Old Man at the Bridge, and you will be able to understand the setting of the story. Now student, first of all, we are going to discuss about the author of this story, who is Ernest Hemingway. Students, Ernest Hemingway was an American novelist, short story writer and journalist. His style of writing had a great influence on 20th century fiction. The story Old Man at the Bridge is one of his best stories. Now students, I will tell you about the story in brief. The story Old Man at the Bridge is about a conversation between a soldier and an old man who had to leave his hometown during the Spanish Civil War. An old man with spectacles sat exhausted by the side of a road near a pontoon bridge that crossed the river. Students, write down the meanings of difficult words. Civil War, a war between the citizens of the same country. Exhausted, tired. Pontoon bridge, a floating bridge or a temporary bridge. Students, the story Old Man at the Bridge is a story about a conversation between the narrator of the story, who is a soldier, and the old man who had to leave his hometown, San Carlos, due to Spanish Civil War. An old man who had worn spectacles was sitting by the side of a road near Pontoon Bridge. Students, Pontoon Bridge is a bridge that is floating, or you can say it is a temporary bridge made for crossing the river during wars. Students, Old Man met the soldier and engaged in a conversation with him. The soldier got engaged in conversation with the old man. During the conversation, he came to know that the old man was worried about his animals that he had left behind. The old man told the soldier that he had the charge of 2 goats, a cat and 4 pairs of pigeons. He said that a captain had told him to leave the town and the animals because of artillery fire. He had no family, but he expressed concern about what would happen to his animals. He said that the cat would be all right because cats could look after themselves, but he didn't know what would happen to his other animals. The soldier was concerned about the old man's safety, whereas the old man was concerned about his animals' safety. Students, write down the meanings of difficult words. Engaged, busy. Artillery, big gun mounted on wheels. Expressed, conveyed in words. Students, during the talk, the soldier came to know that the old man was told by a captain to leave his hometown during the Spanish Civil War. Children, during war, people had to leave their homes and towns and move to safer places. Therefore, the old man had to leave his hometown and his only family, that were a cat, 2 goats and 4 pairs of pigeons. Students, the old man didn't have any family. He was only a caretaker of these animals, so they were like his family. Here the old man expressed his deep concern about his family and said that cats would look after themselves, but he was worried about his other animals. Now students, which were the other animals? The other animals were 2 goats and 4 pairs of pigeons. Students, here soldier is worried about the old man's safety, whereas old man was not worried about his own life, but he was worried about the safety of his only family, that were his animals. He told the soldier that he was an old man of 76 and had come 12 kilometers and was too tired to walk up the road and catch a ride on a truck to Barcelona. The old man thanked the soldier for his concern for his safety, but he continued to express his concern over the fate of the animals he had left behind. The old man couldn't get rid of the thoughts about the safety of his animals. In the end, the soldier felt pity for him and thought there was nothing to do about him. In fact, the story deals with the theme of depression and impending death. Students, write down the meaning of difficult words. Pity, feeling of sorrow and compassion, depression, sadness, impending, approaching. Students, the old man told the narrator that he was unable to walk further as he was tired. Now children, why was the old man tired? The old man was tired because he was 76 years old and had already traveled 12 kilometers long distance on foot. Students, it is really hard for an old man to walk such a long distance. He was so tired that he couldn't walk up to the road in order to take a ride on a truck to reach Barcelona. The soldier advised him to move further, but the old man didn't move and thanked him for showing his concern for his safety. He continued to express his concern about his animals whom he had left behind. He couldn't get rid of the thoughts of his animals' safety, as they were his only family. The old man left himself to his fate. Though the soldier felt pity for the old man, he couldn't do anything for him. So students, the story deals with the theme of depression because old man was in depression as he was worried about his animals, and impending death because he submitted his life to his fate and was waiting for his death that was approaching. Now students, we will discuss summary of the story in detail. The conversation between a soldier and an old man. The story Old Man at the Bridge is about a conversation between a soldier and an old man who had to leave his hometown during the Spanish Civil War. An old man with spectacles sat exhausted by the side of a road near a pontoon bridge that crossed a river. Peasants, refugees, and Republican soldiers laden with munitions and supplies fled the advancing fascist army. The narrator, who said that his mission was to cross the bridge and find out how far the enemy had advanced, did so. He saw the old man sitting beside the bridge when he crossed toward the enemy. He found him still sitting there when he crossed back. He began talking to the old man and came to know that his hometown was San Carlos. He was the last person to leave the town as he was anxious about his animals. Students, write down the meanings of difficult words. Spectacles, glasses. Peasants, farmers. Refugees, a person who has been forced to leave his country. Republican, supporter of Republican Party. Munitions, military weapons. Supplies, stock of something supplied. Mission, job. And anxious, worried. Students, the story Old Man at the Bridge is about a conversation between a soldier whose duty was to cross the bridge to find out how far the enemies had advanced and the old man who was the victim of the Spanish Civil War. Students, Spanish Civil War was a civil war fought in Spain from 1936 to 1939. And civil wars are the wars which are fought between the people of the same country. The old man was a victim of the war and he had left his hometown like other people. A captain told him to do so. The old man was 76 years old and had travelled 12 kilometers long distance on foot. He was so tired that he couldn't move further and sat down in dust by the side of the road near Pontoon Bridge. Farmers, refugees, and soldiers equipped with weapons and supplies were escaping and moving to the safer places. The soldier met the old man first time when he was crossing the bridge to check how far the enemy had advanced. And he noticed that old man was still sitting there when he came back. He started talking to him and came to know about old man's hometown, which was San Carlos. And he also came to know that the old man was the last person to leave his hometown. The thoughts of his animal's safety didn't allow him to move further. The narrator asks the old man about his animals. The narrator, who was nervously awaiting the advent of fascist army and the ensuing battle between the armies, asked the old man about his animals. The old man said that he had the charge of 2 goats, a cat, and 4 pairs of pigeons. He said that a captain had told him to leave the town and the animals because of artillery fire. He also told the narrator that he had no family. He then expressed concern about what would happen to the animals. He said that cat would be all right because cats could look after themselves, but he didn't know what would happen to the other animals. Students, write down the meaning of difficult words. Awaiting, waiting for, ensuing, occurring afterwards. Students, the narrator was waiting anxiously for the coming of fascists and the ensuing battle that could take place between 2 armies, that were fascists and Republican soldiers. The soldier asked the old man about his only family, and then the old man answered the soldier that he had no family, but he considered his animals as his family. The soldier came to know that the old man was taking care of a cat, 2 goats, and 4 pairs of pigeons. The old man also informed the soldier that he was told to leave his hometown forcefully due to artillery fire during Spanish Civil War, and a captain told him to do so. He expressed his tension about his animals that were his only family. According to the old man, cats are independent to look after themselves, but he was worried about his other animals that were 2 goats and 4 pairs of pigeons. Old man's political views. The narrator, who was more concerned for the old man's safety than those of the animals, inquired what the old man's politics was. The old man replied that he had none. He told the narrator that he was an old man of 76 and had come 12 kilometers and was too tired to go further. The narrator told him to walk up the road and catch a ride on a truck to Barcelona. Students, write down the meaning of a difficult word. Inquired, asked. Students, the soldier asked the old man about his political views. Students, here political views means which party or group the old man was supporting, whether fascists or Republican soldiers, to which the old man explained to soldier that he was without politics. So, he neither supported fascist nor Republican soldiers. He informed the soldier that he was 76 years old and had travelled 12 kilometers on foot. So he was too tired to walk any further. The soldier was again and again encouraging the old man to get up to catch a ride on a truck to Barcelona, but the old man expressed his inability to do so. The old man expresses his thanks to the narrator. The old man thanked him but continued to express his concern over the fate of the animals he had left behind. The narrator reassured him, saying the animals would be fine. The narrator told him that the pigeons would fly away, but the old man continued to worry about the goats. The narrator told him that it was better not to think about it and that he should get up and walked to the trucks. He thanked the narrator and got to his feet, swayed from side to side, and then sat backwards in the dust. The narrator thought in the end that the old man's only luck was that cats could look after themselves and that the day was overcast, so the fascists were not able to launch their planes. The narrator in the beginning didn't want to know the old man's story. But after he heard it, he began to feel pity and said, there was nothing to do about him. Students, write down the meaning of difficult words. Reassured, said something to remove someone's doubt. Swayed, moved. Students, when the soldier expressed his deep concern about old man's safety, the old man thanked him and continued to express his concern about his animals. The soldier tried to remove his doubt by saying that his animals would be fine. Pigeons would fly away as he had unlocked the cage, but the old man was still worried about the goats. At regular intervals, he advised the old man to move to the safer places as all other peasants' refuges were moving. The old man tried to get up, but due to his age and tiredness, he moved side to side and sat back in the dust again. At the end, soldier felt pity on the old man's condition. The only good luck old man had was that cat could look after itself and fascists would not launch their planes that day as the day was overcast. In the beginning, soldier was not interested in old man's story. But when he heard it, he felt pity on him as there was nothing to do about him. Now students, we will discuss about the setting of the story. The story is set at a spot at the bridge in the countryside during the Spanish Civil War. The narrator, whose duty is to find out how far the enemy has advanced, spots the old man sitting by the bridge. He begins talking to the old man and gets information from him that his hometown is San Carlos and he was made to leave his hometown and animals because of the artillery fire. The conversation between the narrator and the old man takes the story forward. The readers come to know about the war, about the old man's concern, about the safety of his animals whom he had left behind, and the narrator's concern about the old man's safety at the bridge. The bridge where the action takes place symbolizes uncertainty and danger. The bridge is also very important for the narrator because he has to cross the bridge and find out the position of the enemy. Now students, write down the meaning of difficult words. Concern, worry, symbolizes, represent, uncertainty, doubt. Students, the setting of the story may include the place where the incident took place and the time when the incident took place. Now students, this brings us to the end of today's session. Your homework is to revise your summary of the story Old Man at the Bridge. Rest of the portion of the story will be discussed in the next video. Thank you.